Hi guys, the DoomCider needs writers. Now, you don't need to be overly detail-oriented when you're writing. You don't need to be that person that can spend an entire paragraph explaining something like a bead of sweat dripping down Zim's face as he's crashing into a tree. Just enough so that the user gets a good idea of what's going on in the moment. Like if they're crashing, what are they crashing into, things like that. Um, and it shouldn't be more than about a fair-sized paragraph, and the minimum can be like a sentence. Like not even a sentence. It could be like 3 words, depending on how your scenario is worded. And it should not take more than about a minute for anybody to read it. Everything is written in the present tense from a second-person point of view. That said, you can have things going on in the background the main character is not aware of. And flashbacks are also acceptable. Need to have at least 2 options and try to keep it at a 4 maximum. Yes and no are perfectly legal options, but you shouldn't use them every single time. That'd be pretty bad practice. Be a little boring. Like, give like an entire sentence. Zim crashes into a tree. What happens? The boot cruiser explodes. The boot cruiser crashes on fire. Nothing happens. A tornado suddenly, I don't know, starts rampaging through the city, something like that. You can also control events, not just the character's decisions, like if you wanted Zim's ship to suddenly have engine failure, or if you wanted that freak tornado I was talking about earlier to blow into town and swallow Zim's ship up, or maybe destroy the school, right? You can go like that. But as long as it actually fits onto an episode. So you're coming from an episode, say Mega Doomer, and you can make one decision to start you off. So, say for Mega Doomer, I wanted that guy on Conveyor Belt Planet not to switch the packages. So I wanted Zim to get the SIR units. I could prompt the user, yes or no, do you want him to switch the packages? They click no. So then you can branch off of Zim getting the SIR units. And it's like when he gets the SIR units, what do they do? What happens when he gets them? And you can just be like, this happens, and then just continue building off of that one scenario. Don't bother with every single scenario at once. That would just give you a headache. So just focus on the one, and it should be worded more like a multiple choice test kind of thing. You can pretty much have full control over your storyline, as long as it fits into the parameters of the episode, nothing like too crazy. But the real rules are no crossovers and no relationships. I want to keep it as show accurate as you possibly can while completely messing up the episode, if that makes any sense. Like, I wouldn't want to have it so Dib and Zim randomly get together or something, that's just a random option that pops up. No, just keep it so that it makes sense in that situation. You can also control other characters' actions in the moment, not just if I was writing a Zim, not just Zim's actions. Like you can control Gur, like if he sleeps on Zim's head, or maybe he starts bouncing off the walls, right? You can just control him in the background, if as long as it makes sense for the scene to help you move forward. Mostly focus on the main character, but if you have to control other characters, by all means. And yeah, you're allowed to make original characters, because these are going to be crazy events that are like fan fiction. They're not completely show accurate because they didn't actually happen. But yeah, if it makes sense for Dib or Zim or anybody else to meet up with another character, by all means, as long as it doesn't feel weird. So if you're interested in writing, please drop me an email at lisajack17@gmail.com.